Welcome back to the GSL Code S. I am Wolf. With me we have a sick lineup of players. We already saw Ghost King taken out, Liquid Hero 2-0. He will be advancing to our winners match. So basically he is one best of 3 away from taking that next round spot. Now, of course, he will have to defeat the winner of our next match, which is going to be Seed against Curious. So here is the race distribution for the last 5 seasons. Now, check this out. Look, you can see that Zerg very obviously the least represented race every season, except in 2011 October and November, where Protosses were less. Actually, in fact, in 2012 Season 1 as well. So you see that Zerg, though, very low down there, and Terrans are on the decline, 2019, 15, 15, and 13. And you can see recently we have a more even distribution. This is one of the most even distributions we've ever had at the GSL, 13, 10, and 9. Protoss players, though, looking very dominant last season. See if they can do it again. Right now, we already have one Protoss looking on the ropes. He may not be able to find his way out of this Code S group. Our second Protoss, of course, in this group will be Seed. And he is going up against Curious on a very, very large map. Very much so looking forward to see what sort of strategies that we're going to see from Curious here on Atlantis Spaceship. The biggest map in the GSL Code S pool. That crowd. And this is our studio. The players are getting ready, and I am excited to see, like I said, I'm looking forward to see what sort of strategy Curious is going to pull off today. It is going to be really awesome to see, because right now we've seen Seed basically play straight up Protoss versus Zerg games. He loves his hallucination to scout, also uses hallucination sometimes to make units in his composition, but his playstyle is very normal. He very rarely all-ins. You know, he'll do a 2-base timing push every now and then. But Curious, he's the one you have to worry about. He's a player that's very hard to prepare for because he has no real style. He does not have a style. He will all-in you just as many times as he will play a straight-up game. He may take a 4th base, he may attack you from multiple angles with roaches, even on a big map like Atlantis Spaceship. So he is a guy that's going to be tough for a player like Seed to prepare for. The Illusionist Protoss, sitting in his booth, fidgeting with his cord a little bit. Curious, very much so, removes his emotions from the game. I've talked about this a million times, but it's something I really feel is something he does better than a lot of pro gamers. The countdown starting in the game lobby. Who will take this game and advance to meet Bjorn in the winner's match? There can only be one. This is game 1 between Seed and Curious on Atlantis Spaceship. This is the GSL Code S Season 3, casted by Wolf, brought to you guys by GOMTV and Monsieur J. See you guys in the game. Up here at the top right, part of the team LGIM. It is LGIM Seed. We are going to skip his intro. And his opponent, down here at the bottom left, from the team Startail, he is Startail Curious. And no intros for these players. Not because we have a proxy, just technical difficulty. No proxies, no 6 pulls or anything like that. And we do see Seed already going with his Forge on the low ground. This is a player, however, who has done gateway builds in the past, recently, to kind of shake things up. He's a player who may, you know, 4-gate you. He may threaten to 4-gate you, but again, I discussed this earlier. Seed is not the type of player who likes to be all in. He likes to play for the late game. And his opponent, of course, Curious, a very difficult opponent to face, like I said, because he is so difficult to predict. And look at his face. That is the face of Curious, what you just saw. Of course, yeah, literally that's the face of Curious, but just if you captured that 3-second clip, put it on the internet, and told people about it, they would be like, and even if you like kind of changed the color scheme and blurred out his face a little bit, but you just showed the intensity of his eyes and how little his facial expression changes, anyone who's watched Curious play would be like, oh, I bet that's Curious. He looks like he's about to kill someone, and he probably will. Because that is the type of player that he is. Forge goes down now for Seed. He goes Nexus first. Nexus before Forge. His opponent, of course, Hatch first into Gas, dropping the pool last. This is a huge map. This is the reason why we see such aggressive economic openings from both players. Seed carefully dropping his second pylon in his main base for fear of a potential 6 pool. And now his probe will scout the hatchery. Meanwhile, the Overlord will scout the Forge, and he is even going to go. As soon as he sees the hatch, he knows he can go gate before cannon. Sees the pool timing and knows that he is going to be dealing with a very fast Zergling speed. So this is going to be something he'll have to prepare for very carefully. Will not be able to put Stalker pressure on with his faster gateway. You see a lot of players like to go with a Zealot and a Stalker to try to put pressure on, kill a drone or 2 Force Zerglings, but with the potential of speed Zerglings being out that quickly, it's going to be very difficult to put pressure on like that. And we see Seed transferring 4 probes right away before actually he has full saturation. A stylistic choice, as well as he delayed his gas mining ever so slightly and will start mining his gas now as cannon will finish well in time to defend against the Zerglings that are actually now going around to check for pylon blocks at the 3rd. And back at the home base of Curious, he's pulled all 3 drones out of the gas and will be going for that 3rd base as soon as he has the economy to. He already cleaned up probe, chased it away, and I feel comfortable dropping that 3rd hatchery now. He knows the gateway timing is very fast here despite the Nexus first. The core is going to be out early as well, so we will see likely some sort of pressure. And there is the +1. +1 is coming out, and now as soon as Curious sees this, he's going to know what he's up against. And in fact, he already has seen it. Oh, this is so important. Seed gets a glimpse of the 3rd base location. Take a look at StarTale Curious's results. See his Code A performance, not that good, kind of spotty. And then suddenly, very recently, in Season 1 of this year, he made it to the round of 16 in Code S, and last season was unable to get out of his group, falling in the round of 32. But I strongly feel this player is on the up and up, especially with all of his performances. Whenever he plays in Code A or in the up and down matches, he looks so strong. And this is that fast speed I was talking about. Very difficult for Protoss to deal with. Makes it very easy for the Zerg to defend, scout, be very obnoxious, scare the Protoss. And even though we saw very fast +1 research and warp gate research, we already see the 4th gas going down for Seed. He has not added 3 gateways just yet. He still has the timing available for him to do that, but it is in fact going to be a Twilight Council. Now, what does this mean? It likely means Dark Templar play. Not necessarily going to be the case, but very likely. We could see a very fast Blink Stalker push. Again, though, Dark Templar play lends itself more into Seed style. He's the Illusionist Protoss, send some cloak units out, harass, get some scouting information, force the Zerg on the defensive a little bit before you actually get your 3rd base up, and while you're getting your 3rd base. Now, this Overlord will actually come in and potentially see the gateways. We'll see only 1 gateway. No additional gates spotted, and Twilight Council not spotted. It is going to be Blink. So he's going to go for a fast Blink Stalker push, potentially with +2. He's got his Forge selected. There is +2 starting. He's getting Hallucination as well. So there are a lot of different options with this push. This is not what I expected to see from Seed, a fast Blink Stalker push. And this is going to give this a little bit of strength as well from what Curious knows about Seed, for what he may be mentally preparing himself for. However, Curious is not really the type of guy to think much about anything before his match. He actually just sits in the chair and destroys people. Lair finishing at perfect timing here for Curious, right at about 8:30, 8:20. Roach Warren, he's going to start Roach Speed. Burrow has already got +1 for his Roaches on the way. Overseer coming out to verify what is going on. He will, in fact, be able to see the Twilight Council this time, especially with the scouting path that he has selected. A Warp Prism has been hallucinated. He hallucinates a Warp Prism as natural, and he shows this to the Zerglings and even pulls it back as a fake. Now Curious comes in here, and he actually does see the Twilight Council, but the Warp Prism was shown, and he has seen it. Right now, Roach is on the way, Roach, Speed, and Burrow, as I mentioned. Oh, and Seed is going to take the center expansion with triple geysers. As a result, he is completely faking this push. Even showing the blink with the Twilight Council. He may still decide to commit to some pressure, but he doesn't have to. And with this third base going up, it's a rich gas base. Warp Prism is just going to fade out and die over in the corner. That has already occurred. However, Curious will scout what's really happening here. These Blink Stalkers may be useful in deterring these Zerglings. There is a Zealot in position as well. Blinks get just one more Zergling, will not get the entirety of them. +2 finishing up here, and he may decide to go for a push with this third Nexus on the way. However, which angle we decide to attack from? Sending a Scouting Phoenix in now. I want to see what sort of composition his opponent is going for. This is going to be his first glimpse into the Zerg's tech. He is going to see Roach Warren, as well as an Evolution Chamber. Will not know about the Overlord drops that are on the way. And he's going to really want to know, okay, where is the Infestation Pit? Is there an Infestation Pit? Now he's seen everything. And there is, in fact, not. Oh my god. I have never seen this build executed this way. He's actually going to wall off this huge ramp and force the engagements to be where he has the better concave on the other side of a ramp that the Zerg will have to go down and then up. If he wants to attack at these gateways, he's going to have a cannon in place. He's going to have a great defensive position on top of a huge ramp. It's going to be hard for Curious to assault this position. He's going to try, though. Coming in here, the gateway, he targets it. The Stalkers blink in. Does not commit. He does not have enough roaches. And man, oh man, is Seed in a great position here. Force fields are available, and he will use one. Meanwhile, the attack does commence at his third base location, which he's not mining from yet. Several sentries being targeted down. A great trade here for Curious on one front, but on the other hand, he does not kill the Nexus. The probes have now transferred. He can make 3 assimilators. Curious getting Burrow movement for his roaches, starting +1 Carapace, as well as getting 11 more roaches. The gateway wall-off has been remade. He started another gateway there. Remember, these Overlords do have drops available. So he could potentially just drop into the main base to circumvent that third base overall. Another gateway does fall, but it is immediately reblocked with... There's nothing to spot for these drops, though. Nothing to spot for these by Seed, and here they come. This is what I'm talking about with Curious. He's unpredictable. He's a stone-cold killer, and he is dropping in the main base. Seed completely out of position. He's dealing with the roaches at his gateway wall-off, which has now been destroyed. And the roaches there coming in, and they are coming in fast. Targeting down the Nexus as the probe has been pulled. The probes have been pulled. Yeah, the third base is safe, but the gateway wall-off is being destroyed, and the Nexus, it will fall. It does fall. The roaches can now lift up and get out if he wants them to. He's actually going to go ahead and trade, it looks like, for a little bit here. Attacking now at the third base. There are enough Stalkers, however, and cannons to hold it. So Curious overextending himself just a little bit here, but he has gotten the Nexus. And the roaches and the main base are actually just going to continue to trade. Taking out a few more Stalkers, maybe even going to get one more sentry. Takes out an Immortal. That was pretty huge. He will be pushed back, though. And look at the supply. Seed only a little bit down in the supply. And if he had that Immortal out, he actually may have had a timing where he could really hit with, because look at his upgrades. He's about to have +3, +2 Carapaces on the way, but it is nowhere near being done. He's going to have +3. Core being rebuilt right now. With that Immortal, he actually can attack and hit a pretty decent time with Blink and +3. Problem for him, though, is his economy is very much in shambles. Stuck on 2 bases versus the 4th base now coming up. Oh, he's stopping the Overlords from dropping. He's losing a lot of units in the process, but he supply blocks Curious and denies the drop. But now he's kind of stuck in an awkward position with his Stalkers. He has to blink away from his sentries, leaving them vulnerable. 1 sentry does fall. The Immortal is out, and +3, remember, is done. Right now, the army supply in the favor of Curious still, 90 to 60, 30 supply up. Infestation Pit does finish here. Double drops coming towards the main. 2 drops full of roaches, and the Nexus will be remade, but just in time for these roaches to force a cancel on it again. Meanwhile, second Evolution Chamber is being started. He's going to actually unpower this Twilight Council first. He's actually going to kill it, but little does he know, I think, that his opponent already has +3. Meanwhile, he's attacking 2 different locations. The burrow movement showing through here, going strong, and he does not target the Immortal right away, but even so, it will go down. The Sentry's being targeted down, and Curious, I think, you know, is he overextending himself? That is the question here, because look at the supply. It's very, very close now, and the upgrades are huge. See, if he blinks forward and chases these roaches down, he may be able to get a lot of them. Now he's going to be up to 3 bases again. Curious has that fourth hatchery, but he's not using it just yet. He is not mining from that 4th hatchery. The army supply is now still in favor of our Zerg player. We'll lose that Overseer, but I mean, it's all going to come down to the engagements from here on out, because even though he lost that 3rd Nexus, he was still on 2 bases, and he's got a strong, heavily upgraded Stalker army right now. Has not started any defensive upgrades, no +1 armor. Oh, these Overlords could potentially be caught. He sees one, he's not going to commit though. And the Roaches trying to come in with the Zerglings. He's got a strong composition here, and all these units now do have +2 Carapace. This is a tough situation for Seed though. He is behind on supply. He has to make sure he defends against this. More Stalkers warping in. He is ready in the main base, and he will blink under these units. Potentially, no. Decides actually just to fight. Nice blink Stalker micro, and at his 3rd base, it is very exposed right now. Very, very exposed, and the Infestors are here. Will he target them? The Infestors are targeted, but they get a few fungals off. And oh man, the Zerglings there, too many. There were only 2 cannons in position. Great fungals denying the Stalkers. And the Nexus will fall down to 400 hit points now. Force Field's going down in desperation. The Nexus, 100 hit points, 80, 50, 40, 30. And it does fall. He does not stop it. Meanwhile, in the main base, probes being targeted down. The worker count now, 66 probes to 76 drones. And he will actually defend, but he's lost his 3rd Nexus and his most lucrative Nexus at that. The Nexus with the 3 assimilators, the one with the rich Vespine Geyser has been destroyed, and now Curious is mining from that 4th base. He still has roaches lurking around, although he is going to have to be careful with them. They're going to pop up and wreak havoc on those probes, as well as we do have those roaches in the main base. Now Seed forced to long distance mine here. Curious hiding those roaches, but Seed knows about them. Targeting down probes one at a time with all of his roaches, just doing what he can. And a great job of it so far. +1 for Zerglings finishing up now. Still though, no Hive Tech. Just as I say that, starts and the Spire. The transition is underway. Oh, those Infestors are going to be so deadly potentially here. Dropping some Infestant Terrans, but will this actually work? He's actually going to distract these units and try to run into the front. I'm not sure if he has enough roaches though. The Protoss army is quite strong here. Curious will not stop the attack though. He will commit. More infested, more fungals going down. Infested attacks, I guess you could say. But Curious is forced to turn around here. Seed's army has gotten stronger and stronger here. His upgrades are still at +3. Upgrades don't go backwards. These roaches now in a very strong position, as many of the Stalkers cannot fire. But he does clean them up. The Overlord's in full retreat now. One more blink forward can actually target them down, but he does not want to blink forward with potentially more roaches on the other side of that ravine. Spire and Hive finishing up right now. He's taking out these Overlords. Curious still not supply blocked though, and he has this 4th base going strong. That is what Seed needs right now. He needs a 4th base. That is something he does not have, and oh, I'm not sure if he should be attacking right now. If he gets on creep with that many fungals, there's more roaches on the way. I think he might find himself in trouble, but he thinks he can hit with this timing. Fungals do go down. The Zerglings trying to close the distance. A great position though for Seed, as the fungals were not good enough. And Seed has a very aggressive timing here. We'll see how much damage he can do with it. The Infestors, there are about 8 of them, and they do have fungals available, but the Infestors alone are not going to be enough against +3 Stalkers. He needs to deal with that Immortal. He's trying to target it down, but it remains alive. +3, every shot fired. +2 is on the way for the Zerglings, but Seed blinks in, and Curious is in trouble now. Drones being pulled. There are a lot of Infestors, but Infestors alone will not be enough. Infested Terrans being dropped. He's desperate now. He's trying to hold. The drones are coming out, and it looks like he will push Seed back, but for how long? Seed has a forward pylon ready, and his units are coming in. He does have +1 armor now. Taking out the Queen, taking out the burrowed roaches. This hatchery will fall no matter what. 8 more Stalkers will be warping in here. And this is looking like a tragic situation for our Zerg player who's basically attacked until Seed died. But in the end, well, that was his plan, but Seed didn't die. These Infestors out of energy, nothing to do. A few Infested Terrans are all they have in their eggs. The Stalkers can blink back. Drones part of the army composition right now, and look at this, more Stalkers warping in, great micro, and there are 3 Stalkers over at one of these Zerg bases just killing every drone. Meanwhile, some Infestors trying to come in and do some damage on that center base of Seed, but I think that this just may be the end. There's not enough roaches left. There's only 14 roaches left against 32 plus 3 Stalkers plus 2 for Zerglings will finish. Oh, the drones are falling out here. Infestors drop some Fungals, but it's not going to be enough. Seed will actually pull through here. And in the end, it looks like Curious may have just overextended a few too many times with his attacks. Brilliant defenses we saw. These Infested Terrans will be cleaned up by probes and Zealots alone. That's it for game 1. Curious will not hold this. He will not hold. Roaches being taken out, more drones being pulled. As that hatchery is taken out, he's down to basically no mining. Starting to lose his tech. This is the perfect storm of bad for Curious as he overcommitted a little bit and was trying to get that Broodlord tech out. GG. Seed takes game 1 of our second starting match here. Takes a sip of his water. Not a good game for Seed, but in the end, he knew exactly what he needed to do to get himself back into that, and he did it. He did it well. I am Coach going and ruffling his hair. He says, man, I just got that siled. Please stop that. Curious looking about the same as he did before the match. Casting some spells there in the booth. But what a game we just saw. We saw basically Curious attack wave after wave. The Protoss held the first wave. He held the second wave. He lost his Nexus in his main base. But in the end, the Zerg player was able to target down sentries, get a few of the Stalkers. But the Stalker count, the backbone for Seed was never broken. He always had that Stalker count. He had very fast +3. And when those Zerg units started hitting the +3 Stalkers, they eventually became less and less cost efficient until suddenly Seed was on the attack. He would not wait. And once that happened, Curious struggled to get enough units out while he was getting his Hive tech up, his Hive finished, so did his Spire. Needed to get the Greater Spire up, but he did not have enough time, even on a huge map like Atlantis Spaceship. He just was not able to get it out. And look at that handsome guy. If you guys use those products, you can look just like him. Our second map is going to, in fact, be the best map in the pool by far. In my opinion, it is going to be Daybreak. We saw this in our earlier match. We're going to see it again. I love watching this matchup on this map, especially because I feel like the third base dynamic is just so interesting to see how many different ways it can be held or attacked. So many different attack patterns, so many different ways to wall. You can still do 2-base timing attacks on a map of this size very, very easily. Curious looking the same, but Seed looking pretty confident now. If he wins this, he has to play against Bjorn, however, who looked very strong in his match against Hero. And remember, Hero was the round of 4 Protoss from last season, top 4 Protoss in the world right now by many people's standards. I think most people would agree with that statistic. We are going to start game 2, our second PVZ here at the GSL 2012 Season 3, brought to you guys by GOMTV and Wolf.